All right, so now that we modified successfully the model, next step is to change the textures. So first thing we need to do, we go here in the folder that we exported the model, which is right here, and we gonna find all these text.10 files right here. These are all the textures that the ArcLay Sheriff is using, but because we only exported the arms, we are gonna use these two textures right here. We are not gonna care about any of these. If your object has multiple sub-objects, you might wanna use some of these parts right here, but for this example we're just gonna do the arms, which it was the one that was associated with the whole body. So as you can see, it says PL005 arm album dot text. So this album and this says NRMR. Okay, so what this means, Resident Evil 2 is using the RE engine, and RE engine, like many modern AAA games, they're using a system called physically based rendering. Physically based rendering means that to achieve a certain material, an object is composed by different passes of texture. You're gonna have the color, you're gonna get the roughness, you're gonna get the normal, you're gonna get the metal, etc, etc. So what this alb-m means, this means alb means albedo, which is the color, just the color, and m is metal. So if you have an object that contains metal, this is where it's gonna be. And then this NRMR means normal and R means roughness. So this is albedo metal and this is normal roughness. Okay, I'm gonna explain further what these are in a second, but first we need to export them. So we're going to our modding tools and let's open again Noesis. Now make sure that you installed the Python plugin that I talked you before, this RE2 remake text.py. You need this in order to open these textures. So let's go here, launch Noesis, and we're gonna drag this texture here, the arm, in here. Now it might be a little bit hard to see. There is something in there. So the reason why you barely see it is because this preview of Noesis is showing both the color as well as the alpha channel. The alpha channel is the transparency, and in this texture is almost black, so that's why it's basically makes the texture looks almost completely transparent, but that's not a problem. Let's move this out of the way. So what we do is gonna right click on our texture and click on export. Now this is the same as before, except that this time we are exporting an image. So let's call this is gonna be called text out. That's fine, but we need to change the output type from TGA to DDS. Okay, this is very important, DDS image, and click export. All right, so if we move here, there it is. This is our DDS file that we just exported. Let's do the same with, let's click close, let's click on the arm normal roughness, which is right here, double click, and we can see it's right here. This is the normal map. So right click, export, and again DDS image right here and export. All right, and close. So we got 1 and 2 textures, and we're gonna bring this into Photoshop. Now this is when the Intel Texture Works plugin for Photoshop comes in. You need to have this installed in Photoshop, otherwise you will not be able to open these DDS files. So I'm gonna drag one, and this is gonna ask me what to do with the alpha channel. You must click load transparency as alpha channel and click OK. Here it is. And do the same with the normal map. Load transparency as alpha channel, click OK, and here it is. So the way you're gonna see this is right here in the channels. As you can see, the albedo metal doesn't have anything, almost anything in the alpha right here. If your object has something that you want to look metallic in the game, you're gonna have to make it in here. Everything that is gonna be white or towards white in this alpha channel is gonna be metallic, okay, in this texture right here. While in the normal roughness here, you can see that the alpha channel actually does have an image in it, and this is the roughness of this texture. So we have color, metalness, which in this case it's black because we don't want anything to be metallic. This was the arm, so nothing metallic there. Then we got the normal, and we got the roughness. This is how these textures for games are put together, okay? So there are 4, but since we don't need any metal, we're just gonna make 3 textures, all right? So now these textures, if we right click and check image size, as you can see, they are very small, 512 by 512. If we replace this texture the same size, our character is gonna look our texture is gonna look very low res, because we're gonna use one texture for the whole character. If I go back to my character here in ZBrush, I used one texture for the whole character. I can show you actually the texture right here. Here's the texture. So it contains the entire body, and this is currently 4K. If I scale this down to 512 pixel, it's gonna be very, very low res. I'm gonna lose all the details that I painted it. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. So first of all, let me import my textures, which are in here. So these are my 3 textures that I made. 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. So this is my 4K texture. As you can see, it has a lot of detail. But the problem is that if I just resize this texture to be 4K and then try to export it back in the engine, it's not gonna work. But there's a way to make it work. The only thing I'm gonna change though is 4K textures are a little too big for this example. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna resize this to 2K. This, and this. This is my roughness, this is my normal, and this is my albedo. I'm going to resize this to 2K. All right. Now, let me just, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna flatten my image, removing all the layers. Image size 2048. Okay, so now this is a 2K texture. And in the channel, well, I don't need this, but so I'm going to delete these two channels. Okay, and I'm gonna make a black channel like that. So this is going to be the same. As you can see, the alpha here is black. I mean, there is something in here, but it's basically black. And I did the same with mine. So I've got black alpha channel and my RGB. Okay, now I'm going to close this, and I'm going to save my texture over that one. So save as, and let me get the path, which is here. So this is the texture that I'm going to replace. Copy this, and from here I'm gonna select Intel Texture Works DDS, which is the plugin that we installed, sorry. And here are the two textures that I'm gonna have to override. So this is the albedo metal. So I'm going to select this one and click save. Want to replace? Yes. Now, these are the options that you have to use. If you change these options, it's not gonna work. So actually, this is the correct one. Okay, so texture type, you want to have to select color plus alpha, because we also export the alpha channel right here. Compression type, any of these BC7 will work. I just use this one. I had no problem with this one, so I'm just gonna keep it. And then here in Maps, you want to leave it to auto generate. All right, now click OK, and this is saved. It says .dds right here. And if we go back right here, you can see that the size before, it was a 512 pixels, so it was about 1 megabyte. Now it's 5.3 megabyte, okay, because it's 2K. So from 1K to 2K is 4 times the size. All right, so let's do the same with this texture. However, remember, these also have the roughness in the alpha channel. So I'm gonna do the same here. So I'm gonna merge this is my layers, and in here I'm gonna delete these and make a new one. Now here I'm going to copy all my roughness texture and paste it in the alpha, okay, to make it look exactly like this one. You can see again the alpha channel has the roughness in here, so we're gonna have to do the same. I'm going to Control A to select everything, edit, copy merged to copy all the layer, and in here, this is my normal map. Click on the empty alpha, and I'm gonna Control V and paste it right here. All right, and I'm also gonna resize to 2K as well. All right, I don't need this. So let's close here. All right, so here's my normal map, and in the alpha channel I've got the roughness, same as the original, okay? We just changed the size from 512 to 2K. So let's close this one. There you go. Save. And let me get the path again. All right. And again, Intel Texture Works. And this time we're going to overwrite the normal roughness right here. Okay, click here, save, replace, and I'm going to keep the same options. So color plus alpha, BC7, linear DX11, auto generate, and click OK.